What's good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all on analysisplayground.com on YouTube. We're going to talk about the top duos. This is based off previous history, not what they've done in the past. This is based off what they have done the last two seasons and gauging what they can do this year if they stay healthy. So teams like the Lakers, what they did 2 years ago, don't merit anything because this is a recent list and based off their recent statistic of last season, the year before, and this current season, and it's teams that have accomplished more, have done more, and have potential to do more. So I factor all those things and analyze it. That's what an analyst does, and that's what I do as my job. I analyze the talent, I break down, I project it, and I also break down what they do currently, and then I make evaluation of where the talent should be and where they have been. So Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, they both have been injury prone the last couple seasons. Last time we seen them have a run was when they beat Luka Doncic in the first round twice, and then they ended up making it to the Western Conference Finals, losing to the Phoenix Suns. I think that this team is still one of the best duos just because Paul George almost had them in the playoffs by himself last year. He missed a play-in tournament game, which helped them get eliminated, and they would have been a playoff team without Kawhi Leonard last year. Just imagine what they can do with a healthy Kawhi Leonard. They both 25-point scorers, both solid defenders, both can handle the ball, both can hit mid range, both can take over game, both carry threes. I mean, shoot threes at a carry the load and shoot threes at a high clip. You see the fact that without Kawhi Leonard now they still a playoff team, and that's important to see how dynamic and dangerous this duo is as a tandem. I think that it just wanting to see them more on the court together and seeing if they can bring the first and only title to the Clippers is the most important thing for them. I think when you have two 25-point scorers as great defenders that have had been able to get out of the first round multiple seasons and been able to get to the conference finals, they definitely should be top 15, especially when you look at the fact that they made the playoffs the last 2 years prior and they almost made it last year, and they should be able to make it this year. And Kawhi Leonard practicing for 5-on-5s to have this last, hurrah 2 years with the Clippers before his contract is up and PG contract is up. I think that this is the time for them to, really get it in the gear. And since it's 15 spots, I put them at the bottom of the list because I think they just make it. Ingram and Zion have a similar thing to Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. They both have been injury prone throughout these years. Both are building chemistry, but they both have played well. They made it to the playoffs for the first time last year, and that was without Zion playing a single game last season. I think that's a positive thing for this duo. You can say it's McCollum and Ingram. You can say it's Ingram and Zion, or Zion and McCollum. But I think Ingram and Zion are the best two players on this team, and I feel like they have shown that throughout their career playing with each other that they both are 20-point scorers when healthy on this roster, and I feel like they both are young enough and hungry enough to want to be, one of the best tandems in the league. And as of right now, they are a playoff team, and they did make it to the playoffs last year. They just have to continue to build that chemistry and that camaraderie together and stay healthy, especially when it comes to Zion if they want to move up this list. And they do need a deep playoff run too to verify and validate the fact that they are better than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. But this is a recent list, not done in the past. Luka Doncic and Christian Wood. Anytime you have Luka Doncic, you're going to be top 15 just because he's just that good alone. But I think Christian Wood has finally gave him somebody that can get him a double double besides himself. It could be Spencer Dinwiddie and Luka, but I feel like Christian Wood is just a better player. Even though he's coming off the bench now, he just gives them somebody that can throw the ball to and give them an interior presence. They need somebody that can be inside and out. Luka is the outside. They need somebody that can dominate the inside, and Christian Wood can do that. He can hit a mid range. He can dunk the ball. He can hit a 3-2, and he just gives them the perfect complementary fit. Something that Kristaps Porzingis should have been, but Christian Wood is on a cheaper contract. He's a more hard-working guy, a more harder rebounder, more physical presence, and I think that that's something that they needed. That's something that small little details make a difference, and I feel like that helps a team like Dallas in the end. And Luka's averaging 35 plus points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists pretty much this season. He's an MVP candidate by himself, and whoever you put with him is going to make a winning formula. And we have seen that so far this year. Jokic and Murray is still going based off what we have seen with this duo. Whoever you put Jokic with is a walking playoff team, and I feel like Jokic and Murray has been one of the best duos. They finally getting their chemistry back down pack, and they look pretty good this year. So far, Jokic is an MVP 2 times. He won one this year, prior season, and he also has been dominating the paint. I love what I have seen out of Nikola Jokic, and Jamal Murray has been great with the mid range and the threes. Again, he's getting his spots back figured out. He's getting his three ball back down pat, and he's getting his handle and his finishing back. It's gonna take some time to get the explosion back. It's gonna take some time to get the timing back. It's gonna take some time to get the shot back. But it's all about being patient with Jamal Murray and bringing him along slowly. And blessingly, they have Jokic for that. And Ja Morant and Desmond Bane, they both 20-point scorers. That's mostly the reason why. They also have made it out of the first round. They have beaten teams in the play-in tournament. They have made the playoffs back-to-back seasons. They missed the play-in tournament this year because they was already one of the top 6 seeds in the Western Conference. And they also beat the Minnesota Timberwolves, um, which is key because they actually won the playoff series, and they also won 50 plus games last year. And they both have got off to even better start as a duo this season, which shows you that this team and this talent and this duo, this tandem has got off to such a great start as young players that they have upside to be a top 5 duo in the NBA. But right now I have them at 11. DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine, they're 6 seed top record last year in the Eastern Conference. I love them as a duo. I think they have potential to be better. I think they can win a playoff series depending on the matchup. I definitely love what I seen out of DeMar DeRozan, an All NBA player last year. Zach LaVine was an All Star. This is the first season that they played together. The first time they have had legitimate success. I think the biggest problem was playing against a team like the Bucks in the first round. Really made it tough. Really made it difficult. The East is only getting tougher, only getting deeper. They need another move to really set them apart from other teams. When I look at number 9, Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, I know people was like, why would they be that high? It's just because they made it to the NBA Finals, and last year they was in the Eastern Conference Finals, and I think that says something about them as a duo. If you can get that high of a performance from Jimmy Butler, that he can carry a load with Bam, I think that these guys are both two-way players. They both passive, assertive. They're not really aggressive until the playoffs start. I think that hurts them sometimes. But since they have so much great regular season success and great playoff success, I think that raises their ceiling as a duo, making it to the NBA Finals and 2 conference finals appearances and going Game 7 in the conference final this year makes them one of the best duos in the NBA. When you look at Kyrie and KD, they haven't had the playoff success. They got put out in the first round last year, got swept. They also lost in the second round with James Harden and then with James Harden as a duo. But if they had James Harden and KD, they'd be higher. But since it's Kyrie and KD, they dropped the eighth just because they haven't had the long playoff run yet. We'll see what they do as a duo. They have the numbers. They have the All NBA appearances last year, and they have the All Star appearances. We just have to see if they can have a deep playoff run. It's still fresh. It's still new, but that's the only thing that they're missing under their resume as a duo is a deep playoff run, and we'll see if they're able to do that this year. They're looking better right now, and even though they've been winning without Kyrie, they also won a lot of games last year with Kyrie, so that argument is non-existent because of that. James Harden and B, they won the playoff series last year against the Toronto Raptors. That was a half a season that they have played together almost, and I feel like that's the biggest thing that have hurt them. They haven't played enough games together, haven't had enough time to build chemistry as a duo, but they still was able to get 50 plus wins. They still was able to get out of the first round, and they were still able to push the Heat to a decent series, which wins, 6 games. So I love what I've seen out of this duo. They have potential to be better. They have huge upside and huge potential as a duo to do more damage in the NBA. We just have to see them stay healthy. We just have to see them play a lot more, and we'll see what they can do in a deep playoff run. DeJounte Murray and Trae Young. Remember, Trae Young already been to the Eastern Conference Finals before, so it's nothing new for him But DeJounte Murray has been a perfect complementary fit, a guy that can rebound, pass, and score the basketball, handle the ball, be a decision maker, be a guy that can put the ball on the floor, get floaters, get layups, just like Trae Young. He's just like a taller Trae Young that can defend and rebound and pass. He's everything you want a Cam Reddish to be, but he also is a little bit better than they thought to, and has been a perfect complementary player with Trae Young. And Trae Young is a guy that can handle the ball, get assists, hit mid-range, hit threes, hit floaters, put pressure on the defense, and pick defenses apart with his speed and quickness and his probing ability. I love what I have seen out of Trae Young as a player. He has been a great guy for bigs too, giving them easy opportunity. He just needed somebody in the backcourt that can help him with the ball handling responsibility, and DeJounte Murray has been able to do that. Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell, I look at them as a contender. Darius Garland just needed help in that backcourt because Isaac Coro couldn't have done it. And neither could Dean Wade or Jetty Osman. Now they finally got Donovan Mitchell. He's a scorer, a point guard type size, but he's really an aggressive point guard that can really handle the ball, hit mid range, hit threes, hit floaters, hit layups, and really is aggressive, pushing the tempo and looking for a shot. Darius Garland more of a smooth, cool guy that can hit mid range, hit threes, hit floaters, and really is a great facilitator. He's not really a scoring type of guy, but they have Donovan Mitchell now for that. They all in the same group. I love when I seen out of this Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell sounds a whole lot better than Darius Garland and Jared Allen or and Evan Mobley, because Donovan Mitchell has already been an All-Star multiple seasons in Utah, and now they add that with another All-Star trio with Jared Allen, and who was an All-Star with Darius Garland last year in Cleveland. Now they add another piece without giving up either one of them, and Donovan Mitchell. Now they just need a deep playoff run to solidify that they're one of the best duos. Klay Thompson and Steph Curry, they win another title. The only reason why they're low is because Draymond Green and Steph really carried this team last year, while Klay Thompson was healing. Even though Klay Thompson had a better playoff run than he did a regular season, he has cooled down a little bit more this season again. It's the injury. He has to get his body adjusted to the injury and the playing long minutes and playing a long season again. It takes time to readjust your body and getting prepared for this season. Had to been tough for his body and for his teammates to watch, as he missed majority of last season, but he showed up when it mattered most, and that was the playoffs, and they was able to win a fourth title with the Splash Brothers. They would obviously be higher if Klay Thompson was healthy the last 3 years, but since he has been injured the last 3 years and he hasn't played that well this year, and he didn't play that well last year, and only if you include the playoffs, that's why he's so low, and this duo is so low on his list. And Steph Curry has been the MVP candidate the last 3 years that Klay has been going through these things. So he's really the person that's carrying the boat of this load. He's a Finals MVP. He won MVP not that long ago. He also won a scoring title not that long ago, and he averaged 30 last year, putting him in the conversation to win MVP again, like he was 2 years ago. Just one of the best players ever, one of the greatest regular season players ever, and really carrying this duo. Even if you put Draymond there, it still wouldn't be high enough because Chris Paul and Devin Booker had the number 2 record 2 seasons ago, the number 1 record last year, and they already made a finals appearance too. They both have been All-Star, All NBA players last year. They was both All-Stars and All NBA players in the season before. They was both All-Star players. So this shows you how dynamic and how dangerous this duo is as a backcourt. I think the best backcourt in the NBA is Devin Booker and Chris Paul. Chris Paul has gotten a little injury prone, a little bit more, damaged the last couple of seasons, but that just means Devin Booker need to step up like he did last year, getting the All NBA first team votes. I think he needs to continue to step up so that way they can continue to prove that they're the best backcourt in the NBA, and that just means he needs to carry more of the load and do more. I feel like he's been doing more of it, but we need to see him do it effectively and efficiently for a longer period of time. We need him to be the old Devin Booker before they got Chris Paul, and Chris Paul just need to be more of a facilitator and more of a scorer, which he has embraced that role more the last 2 seasons, more now than ever. And I think that's a great thing for them. And plus, Chris Paul is still a solid defender. Then Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they're coming off a finals appearance. They're young. They're hungry. They're both 20-point scorers, but it's mainly because Jason Tatum has took a step into MVP territory, getting 43 points last night, having a 30-point season, averaging 27 last year, being the Eastern Conference Finals MVP, All NBA player last year, an All Star last year. They just need Jaylen Brown to get back to that All Star level, that All NBA level, and then this duo will be probably the best duo in the NBA. And number one, Giannis and Drew Holiday, they have just been too dynamic and just too dangerous, becoming the 2021 champions. And this year, getting off to a great start. I know they came up short because Middleton was injured last year, but Giannis and Drew Holiday was still great. And this year, Giannis and Drew Holiday have the best record in the NBA. Giannis is the best player, and Drew Holiday has been better than Middleton to me the last 2 seasons, even though Chris Middleton has been the All-Star. I think this year it'll swap, and Drew Holiday will be the All-Star just because he has played more games. His defense has been better. His offense has picked up from the three-point line. His tenaciousness is great, and the fact that he gets up in you, get steals, get rebounds, get blocks, get assists, and can get you 20 points per game now. I think that's the thing that Drew Holiday needed. I think this season and not winning the title last year lit a fire up under him and Giannis, and now they're hungry to prove that they're the best team in the NBA, and now they want to win championship number 2 with Giannis, Drew Holiday, and Middleton, all getting healthy now almost. I want to see if they can get it done, but I think the best duo right now is Giannis and Drew Holiday, just because Giannis is the best player, and Drew Holiday has just been that fantastic this season, and I think that's my God honest true opinion. Other than that, Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis signing out. I will be back with the Lakers and Brooklyn Nets instant analysis later tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Thank God that it's Sunday. Other than that, stay blessed. See y'all guys later. And thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching. Thanks for continuing to support the analysis movement. And remember, check out Anchor FM and Spotify if you want to listen to this in podcast form. And that's another way to support the channel and the movement. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the support. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis signing out on Analysis Playground and Analysis Playground on YouTube.